name is Dimitria, and I do content creation and strategy at Weng Contemporary in Zug, Switzerland. Today, I want to talk to you about my favorite artist, Jeff Koons, and I think it would be great to combine it with some seasonal flowers. Voila, let me introduce you to the split rocker, the Vase. The split rocker vase was created in 2012, and it refers to two works by the American artist Jeff Koons. The split rocker from 1999, made in 4 unique editions which sold for $250,000 in 2008 at Sotheby's, and the split rocker, the colossal flower sculpture, created in 2000. Both these works were created following a very fruitful period for Koons, his celebration series. If you look at the American artist's top 10 auction records, you will see that 7 out of the 10 works are from this period. For the split rocker vase, one can say that Koons' source of inspiration comes from 2 instances in his life, him as a child and him as a father. Perhaps the subconscious connotation comes from Koons seeing the Highness Shoe House in Pennsylvania, where the artist spent his childhood years, a keen memory and fantasy play. The fatherly inspiration behind it started following Koons and Ilona Stahler's marital troubles, which led to divorce. And as most of you know, Koons struggled with the complications of a custody battle over little Ludwig, their son. There were many obstacles for Koons to see his son, and the artist turned towards his art in order to communicate how much he missed Ludwig. Unable to see his son, Koons was observing Ludwig's dinosaur rocker alone at home, and an idea came to merge the heads of a dinosaur rocker with one of a pony's, which he saw at a shop. In doing so, Koons birthed the Picasso-esque sculpture. As the halves of the heads do not match, and the eyes of the animals point to different directions, the sculpture has a cubist formation. One of my favorite aspects about this work is that even though these 2 heads are not symmetrically formed, and one may say that they do not match, the different personalities can hint to a masculine and feminine side. The pony has a little more feminine side, and the dinosaur weighing in on the masculine. However, when the 2 halves of the heads meet, the work speaks of unity, and together they represent functionality. In this case, a vase that doesn't leak water. The vase is made out of porcelain, a material that in the past was accessible only to kings. Jeff Koons has democratized the material by making it accessible to the public. Koons has always been intrigued by porcelain, both the economical and sexual aspects of the material. Porcelain shrinks in the oven, therefore there is a tightness to the material. Porcelain was the emperor's material, but today it has been democratized and everybody can enjoy porcelain. Moving on to explore the floral split rocker sculpture, which brings the vase concept of the living flowers to life. One can say that as the thousands of flowers grow on this colossal sculpture, it creates a small unpredicted chaos, blossoming and growing in different proportions and directions. The shape becomes more and more abstracted the longer split rocker stays installed outdoors. Jeff Koons lets go of control and the flowers are in charge. Its monumental size has an Alice in Wonderland effect to the viewer, and by offering the split rocker in a domestic size as a vase, it has a déjà vu effect. We become more and more conscious about our body and art ratio and proportions. The flowers on the split rocker represents a continuation of life, grow but also decay with the change of seasons. Starting with blossoming flowers, and let's say with rain, some are deheaded and others decay. A constant concept of mortality is presented through them, the memento mori. The subject of the split rocker is rooted to art history, linking it to the Baroque gardens and topiary, which is the art of shaping plants and trees into ornamental shapes. But most importantly, it is paying a beautiful homage to the subject of still life. Similarly, one can observe the painting of a still life with A Vase of Flowers and a Dog by Juan van der Hamen y León, which is located at the Prado Museum in Madrid. Could this be a coincidence? Jeff Koons is an artist who seeks inspiration from the Baroque and Renaissance era. In his private art collection, he owns paintings by Poussin, Fragonard, and more classical works by Picasso and Dali. These are the artists he admires. He builds bridges and forms dialogues with the history of art, and on many occasions, Koons has been invited and embraced by many museums and institutions to exhibit through Renaissance and Baroque artworks, such as the Hill Collection and the Frick Institution. The Split Rocker Vase is a very successful edition, marking the first project collaboration between Jeff Koons and Bernardaud, which later led to their collaboration on the balloon animals. One can make links and compare it to its sister work, the puppy, also a flower sculpture created in 1992, and the edition vase followed in 1998, similarly at 3,500 editions. Retailing at $10,000, the puppy vase has an auction record of $35,000, and when it was auctioned, it was estimated between $7,000 and $9,000, performing more than 500% of the price increased on the lower valuation it received from Sotheby's in Milan. Most importantly, the multiple has been well received by museums and institutions, as part of their collection of Museum of Modern Art in New York, which has a vase edition in its drawing and prints department. A relatively new edition, the Split Rocker, already has a strong auction performance, setting a record for $7,500 at auction in 2015. A very popular sculpture, the Split Rocker has been exhibited publicly at the Palace of Versailles, as well as the Palais des Papes in Avignon, the Fondation Bayler in Basel, and outside of the Rockefeller Building in New York.